And this quote is about a young man. He was a young lawyer in New York. He'd married a beautiful girl, and they had a lovely daughter. And then suddenly, she died. And this is what he wrote. This was in his diary. He said, "She was beautiful in face and form, and lovelier still in spirit. As a flower she grew, and as a fair young flower she died. And when my heart's dearest died, the light went from my life forever." He thought the life gone from his life forever, but he went on. It's only a beginning, always. The young must know it, the old must know it, because the greatness comes not when things go always good for you, but the greatness comes and you're really tested. When you take some knocks, some disappointments, when sadness comes. Because only if you've been in the deepest valley can you ever know how magnificent it is to be on the highest mountain. Always give your best. Never get discouraged. Never be petty. Always remember, others may hate you. Those who hate you don't win unless you hate them. And then you destroy yourself.
That a lobster is a soft, mushy animal that lives inside of a rigid shell. That rigid shell does not expand. As the lobster grows, that shell becomes very confining. And the lobster feels itself under pressure and uncomfortable. Casts off the shell and produces a new one. Well, eventually, that shell becomes very uncomfortable as it grows. And the lobster repeats this numerous times. The stimulus for the lobster to be able to grow is that it feels uncomfortable. Now, if lobsters had doctors, they would never grow, because as soon as the lobster feels uncomfortable, goes to the doctor, gets a Valium, gets a Percocet, feels fine, never gets off its shell. So we have to realize that times of stress are also times that are signals for growth. And if we use adversity properly, we can grow through adversity.
These things happen to you and you think you've been dealt a terrible hand or you've had bad luck, and when you just go with it, you just start improvising, suddenly you realize that you stumble upon some of the best things that have ever happened to you.
He thought the life gone from his life forever, but he went on.
Sometimes, yeah, you've got to cut a little piece of yourself off, yeah, no matter how much it hurts, in order to grow, yeah, in order to move on.
I read some words that I found extremely powerful that I've been carrying with me ever since. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does always actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
You will have good days and you'll have bad days. But you will always learn something more or something new, and you will learn more overall on bad days than good days.
I'm here to say you will make mistakes along the way. You will fall down. I have, many times. Even Ali did. But what we do after that fall is how we make history, because impossible is nothing. These are words to remember when anyone tries to tell you to give up, tell you to give in, because whatever you're trying to do is impossible. The champ said this: impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact. It's an opinion. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing.
Muhammad always predicted from a small boy that he would be the world's heavyweight champion. He always said, told the kids in the neighborhood, I'm going to be champ of the world, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Chicken Soup for the Soul was rejected by 144 publishers. 144 publishers said, we don't want to publish a collection of short stories. Now, have you ever told someone your dream and had them laugh out loud? He laughed out loud. Now, if we had given up after 100 publishers had said no, I wouldn't be standing here today. And so you've got to be willing to persevere. Because we didn't take no. See, when the world says no, you say next.
I think the biggest disability that we have as human beings is unbelief.
So what we have is this endless possibility, but you have to persevere. It's as if the universe tests our commitment. And so today we have 147 titles in print. We sold over 115 million copies. We're in 47 languages.
Everything starts with a vision, and a man without vision dies.
A brass bell that hangs in the center of the compound for all the students to see. All you have to do to quit is ring the bell. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to wake up at 5 o'clock. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to be in the freezing cold swims. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to do the runs, the obstacle course, the PT, and you no longer have to endure the hardships of training. All you have to do is ring the bell to get out. If you want to change the world, don't ever, ever ring the bell.